Hello and welcome, Justin. I am super excited to host you today. I know we've been talking for a while now, several months. We kind of started talking last fall when the acquisition conversations kind of kicked off. And then over the months, we worked through a couple of deals. We've now had the teams working together. We've done some sales calls together and kind of excited about what the future holds for us. So, welcome. First off, Justin, I'm excited that you're here. Can you maybe please start off with, first of all, congratulations. Congratulations once again on the acquisition.
Thank you.
And maybe perhaps talk a little bit about how the acquisition process has gone for you, what's working, what's not working, hopefully not a whole lot. But just talk to us about how the process has been and how are the teams kind of coming along.
Absolutely. Yeah, and it's a pleasure to be on with you. Obviously, Shahzad, we've been able to build a lot of great synergies over the last couple months, and so I'll share a little bit about the why behind the acquisition in the first place. So, um, Revelation AI, we've had a lot of great customers, a lot of success. And as I was building out sort of the 2024 vision board, if you will, and just reflecting on the great customers that we had and how we were really expanding and growing. It was really important to me that we set ourselves up in a way that we are going to be able to scale well. I had a LinkedIn post the other week where I talked through just the values that I founded Revelation AI on, and it was really about truly taking care of the customer first and
Mhm,
building
mhm.
on trust, right? And so as I looked at the growing list of customers and as we shifted more and more into the enterprise space, I wanted to ensure that we are able to keep that mentality while still also scaling well, right? And so that's where we started having conversations around strategic partnerships, some on mergers or acquisitions, and from the get go, in conversations with the leadership team at Accelerate, it became clear that there was not only synergies that we've talked about from a technology perspective, but also almost more a philosophical approach to
Mm,
how do we take care of our customers? How do we
yeah.
act as subject matter experts and care well for our clients and partners, right? And so that was one thing that really stood out to me about Accelerate and excited me as I looked to the potential that we could fulfill together. And glad to say in the last couple months here, I've seen that become a reality. And some of the results of that, just from a current customer perspective, is we've seen situations come up with our client base that normally traditionally beforehand would have fallen outside of our areas of expertise, right?
Mm, mm.
We did have some core Salesforce uh, architecture experience, right? It was a core part of our analytics roadmap approach. Those of you who are familiar with Revelation AI know our analytics approach. But to truly scale in those areas, I think that was an area of weakness for us beforehand. Was if someone came to us with a sales cloud, service cloud, health cloud, commerce cloud, right? Those kind of very unique core issues. Our team could speak to it, but we usually weren't able to build enough
Mm,
confidence in that
mm,
area to actually
mm.
land those deals. And so what we found is since partnering, joining with the Accelerate team, is specifically your team, Shahzad, has been fantastic with coming in to those current customers that we have and really providing that area of expertise, right? And so it takes a certain level of humility to say this is not our area of expertise. A lot of consulting shops like to say we're an expert at all, right? But really, what that means
Right.
is you might say you're an expert at all, but that means you're a master of none, right? And
Mm,
so
mm.
that's where we've been able to really focus on our expertise, areas of expertise, analytics and AI, and we'll talk about some of where we're going with that in the future. But also, join together with the Accelirate team on the MuleSoft core Salesforce side.
Yeah, well, welcome once again. We're excited. I think I've seen the reciprocal side of that on my end as well, where when we kind of start transitioning, once the core instances get launched and we start talking about analytics and reporting and dashboards and maybe perhaps looking at multiple data sources. Oh yeah, that is not something that we do as a core. And of course, when from a client's perspective, they would love this whole concept of a one-stop shop. They can come here to set the instances up, collate all the data, MuleSoft, and then run your kind of analytics on that data. So let's stick with that subject. Can you maybe talk a little bit about your area of expertise, which is, analytics, it's Tableau, it's CRMA. Maybe talk a little bit about where do you think Salesforce is headed in that space, right? Every other new conversation we hear is about data cloud, for instance, right? And how do you
Yes.
think, how does that tie the Salesforce platform together? We talk about Customer 360 all the time. So maybe, give us like your
Yeah.
perhaps not necessarily prediction, but like direction, right? How do you
Mm.
see kind of stepping forward in that aspect of the business?
Yeah, absolutely. And I'll draw upon the recent conferences because I think that is the direction that Salesforce and Tableau are going. They're pretty clear about it in their conferences.
Hmm.
Yes, there's kind of some reading between the lines, but if you look at, we'll go back to Dreamforce first of all. If you look at where they put their emphasis, the labeling, the titling across the board, it was all CRM plus AI plus data, right?
Yeah.
And so every session that we went to, AI was all over it, and data was, of course, a big piece of that. And there's kind of a concept that is out there that I think is becoming popular, and it's rightly so. And that's the idea that AI without data is pointless, and data without AI is meaningless, right?
Hmm.
What
Hmm.
that means is if you don't have, everyone is familiar with the concept of garbage in, garbage out, right? Especially for predictive models.
Hmm.
If you don't have a data set that you're trying to predict on, of course, the actual results are going to be poor quality, right? And so, as Salesforce is launching data cloud and continues to sort of merge together, I think the Tableau and CRM analytics world in particular, I think what it's going to look like is Salesforce putting a lot of emphasis on being that place where you have all of the data necessary at your fingertips and a way to visualize and predict on it, right? And so, Data Cloud, even MuleSoft, right? It's all about bringing data into this sort of centralized location in Salesforce and being able to then, from there using CRM analytics or their investment in Tableau, visualize it, right, and integrate AI such as Einstein to do things like not only the traditional kind of predictive models, right, in terms of revenue management, for example, likelihood to close, but also bringing in kind of that newer AI in generative, right, and that's Einstein Copilot for not just core, but now they're releasing it for Tableau. So really, truly, in the classic Salesforce nature, it's put everything into the cloud,
Hmm.
bring all of your data in, so that you have the data sets necessary to leverage this great AI technology to automate, so that you as a business can focus on the really important stuff, right? And so that's some of the trending that we've seen, and certainly we've been working with the the partner sales team, the solution engineers, the product team on both the Salesforce and Tableau side to create a vision and implement that, right? We're doing workshops, we're doing webinars.
Hmm.
We're happy to be a part of sort of that next generation, if you will, of AI and analytics.
Can you talk about how the merging experience has been for the teams across the board, for Revelation, coming in as Tableau as CRMA experts with the core team, with the Mule team, in terms of helping, kind of put the pieces of the puzzle together to build a customer 360. How has your experience been? How is your team responding to the availability of resources, but also at the same time learning perhaps some new ways of doing perhaps what they've been doing and doing it really, really well. But let's talk about how that, how they're gelling and how they're coming together.
Absolutely. It's been an incredible experience to be a part of. I think we knew it would be a game changer in terms of the support and the ability to scale. I talked a bit, prior about as I was looking into 2024, how we could kind of continue to scale and build on that success. So that was the plan, right? Is to allow ourselves to scale better and have a bit more of a support system as it comes to that customer 360. But I think it's been even more powerful than anticipated because both sides are really experts in what they deliver, but are also very, very students by nature, right? We'll call it that, where though we all have an expert opinion, being able to come to the table and recognize this person, is also an expert and may have a better way of doing this, or maybe it's merging the two, right?
Yeah.
I think of our solution design document. We had a solution design document that we delivered with customers, and Accelirate had a solution design document, right? And the question was not whose is better, whose do we move forward with, right? It was let's leverage both of these assets
Hmm.
and merge them into the better possible
It's
solution.
complementary.
So I'd like to think that on both
Mhm.
sides, we've been
Mhm.
able to really learn from each other
Yes.
and respect and grow together. So that's been
Yeah.
probably my favorite thing about this acquisition, and it starts with conversations like these, right?
Yes. One of my favorite aspects that you guys have brought to the table is process. I
Mm,
love how process oriented the team is, and I think that adds predictability. And now we're talking about analytics and being able to predict, for our customers, right? The ability to sell more or deliver better customer service. And so how better else to do it than to actually have predictability in our own process. So I
yeah.
think I love that aspect of the business itself.